Hi friends, today I am going to speak on a topic stages of life. In any of philosophy, you can see stages of life, or you can see in drama of Shakespeare, where he has talked about the stages of life. We are witnessing or experiencing or passing through four different phases of life. First life phase is, I can say up to I can say I will talk about the range of it. It may be from 22 to 27 years. And during that stage, every human being is supposed to develop all the faculties to the utmost potential, because this is the stage, whatever energy you will have, whatever art you will learn, that will help you in later life. So it is very necessary that every human being should face certain difficulties also, hardships also, whether it is physical, whether it is emotional, whether it is mental, so that he can channelize those in a better way, which can be of immense help in the next stage of life, when he will be householder, when he will be living life of a family member, or having the charge of his own family. But the stage which I am talking about is that stage that before marriage, we can say. It is not necessary that everybody has to marry, but mostly people marry, so I am taking it from that perspective. So try to develop all the potentials, whether it is physical, whether it is mental, whether it is emotional. Don't restrict any kind of thing, and don't have this tendency that you should run away from the challenges. Rather, you should face the challenges head on, because the more strong you will be during this phase. This is the phase in which you are at the growing stage. You have started from a seed and you are a grown tree now, grown up tree now, you can say. So I must say that if parents think that their children should have good life, better life, they should train them in such a way that they should develop all the faculties. Some people who don't develop them physically during this phase, they face problems on the physical front in the later life. Those who don't develop mental faculties during this phase, they experience certain mental problems later on. And similarly, whatsoever you have missed during this phase, it will be difficult to develop in the later stage. Because most of the development takes place in the early 20 or 25 or 27 years. It is very difficult to draw a line, but it is just I'm stretching it in the modern world as things go late because of our education system, which is so long, and you need so much training to face some realistic world later on. The tastes which you will develop in this period, they will go with you in the times to come. If you are not developed taste in this period, most of the tasty things will not look like that they are tempting for you because you have missed the taste. Those who have missed the taste in this life, they cannot find it in the later times. Some people you see, they don't have good eating habits because they have missed it during this period. So this was the period when everything was there for you to give a chance. You are the person who has to give chance, and all the energy that which you have, you can say channelized during this phase, that will help you in the coming phase. When you become married and your job also starts, or work we call these days, you will go deep into that work, you will absorb into that work, you will have all the time working, you are having a physical stress, you will have a mental stress because you are dealing with so many people, you are handling your job pressures, you are handling your family members, so all the things will be happening with you. And if I take retirement age after 58, then I can say that up to 58 years you will remain in this kind of rut of life, that you're doing this, you're doing that, and you will not be having any time for thinking about you. And what you have missed in the first 20, 27 years, you will never experience that in this life. But whatsoever you will miss in this life, that in this stage of life, that cannot be found in the another time. Why people are having, you can say, desires from the first period and the second period, because they have missed something which you have not enjoyed. You have missed that, but your craving for that will be there, but you can't find it because that time has passed. Time has one phenomena, that is go forward only, it never goes backward. It is unidirectional, and that is in the forward direction. So in that phase, you are living a life of a householder. You are doing all the activities. You are making security for yourself and your family. That is material security. That is related to the mental plane. That has no meaning with the other planes of life. But still you will be working on that. And you will try every best to make it a final stage. By 58, by 60, you should have enjoyed all the material comforts. You should be happy with what you have earned in that period, and you should be happy the achievements of your children and up to which level they have gone. They may have finished their studies, they have started their job, or they may still be studying, depending upon, because the marriage age is quite varying from 22 to 34, like this in India or in the world these days. So that is also creating a trouble. So the right age to marry is 25 according to me, because then you should have a little innocence when you're getting married. If 22, then it is more better. Because if you're mature, you can't find happiness in relationships even, because you become judgmental. You have so many habits which you can't get rid of, so you enjoy less. Little madness is also required, but you're so calculative, you're so rational. Madness is gone. So from where the pleasure will come? Pleasure never comes out of material comforts. Pleasure now never comes out of counting currency of any country. What you have missed, that is missed. Even bigger people have missed. Even kings have missed. queens have missed, even beggars have missed. The thing which is missed, that is missed. That not be carried forward. That cannot be taken from the past to the present. That is quite difficult phenomena. So if you not have lived and this life during this period of 58 to 60, then the next phase for you will be quite difficult, because that is the period when you need to leave the things, but you will be becoming more attached because your desire is not fulfilled. You will have more craving sometime because you missed the opportunity. When there was a time you have missed the opportunity, you couldn't understand what is supposed to do in that period, what you are required to do in that period, so that you may have missed certain important things during that phase of life. So accordingly, then you are supposed to be little bit inactive, but you have not spent your energy in a systematic manner in that second phase. That in third phase, you are not going to be inactive, but a law of the nature. You're defying that law, the cosmic law, that in the third phase of life, you need to start to be inactive. Inactive on the material plane, inactive on the physical plane, but active on the spiritual plane. But because your hunger, your thirst for the material things has not been fulfilled, so that plane is not letting you go to the other plane. So thing is this, that after that stage, you have to help the family in carrying out certain activities, in, you can say, and doing some activities in some family functions, like these kind of activities. But you want to play a major role even then when your children are doing major role. No, when your children are doing major role, you're supposed to be inactive. That is not your good tendency. It means you are not lived life fully. You are a hypocrite then. You are a hypocrite of the first order, I will say. And you are the idiot of the first order, I can say, because you couldn't fulfill those, you can say, your temptations which were supposed to be fulfilled during that second phase of life. That's why acceptance is not coming to your way. You're not ready to slow down. You are saying that I am young. You're cutting your beard, showing that I am young. You're doing walk. You're running fast to show the people that you're young. But you can't say that at 62 you are young, at 65 you are young. It is just stupidity. You're heading towards old age, you're past the middle age, you're heading towards the last phase of the age, and you are making fool not yourself but of others also, and of the society also. And you are most dangerous person for the society, because you are going to be active. You're pretending to be active, but you are not active. You're doing, you are doing, you can say, first victim of that position is yourself, because you're harming yourself. Then you're harming your family, harming your friends, harming the society. So you're not following the cosmic principle, which wants that in what stage of life you are supposed to be active, at what plane. Now, it is not your plane of activity, it is the plane of your understanding the spiritual part of the life. Because everything which you are doing, that you are doing for your material comforts, for your material enrichment, and similarly for the material enrichment of your family, for the settlement of your family. And you should feel satisfied after doing all this. Your desire should be less, your temptation should be less, your material comfort should be less, should be more spiritual. Only then we can have a good society, because we don't have any spiritual people, because nobody is ready to say that I am finished with the material plane. Nobody is ready to accept it. Actually, this concept that I am young, that is a wrong concept. If you are old, accept old age. If you are young, you accept young age. Then you are doing justice with the period of life. Otherwise, you are not doing justice with the period of life, and you are not doing justice with the cosmic principle. You are not doing justice with the energy principle. You are going to be a big failure at each and every front. If you have lived a better life, then you should be ready to be inactive. Inactivity will come very, very easily to you. You will withdraw from the physical plane, you will withdraw from the mental plane, and you will start to enter the spiritual plane. After 62, 63, at the most 65, and it is basically all the countries they want more people to work for the capitalist system. That's why they have uh, taken it to 65. But 65, I must say that it should be the highest level of activity for any country, for any race, for any religion, for any kind of persons, because last 20 to 25 years of age, whatsoever your age is left after that, it may be 10 year, 12 year, and you should work on the spiritual plane so that when you are leaving this world, you should not have much difficulty when you are leaving this world. Because if you will have materialistic growth, you will have more desires, then to leave the body will be quite difficult for you at the end of life. And to enter into next birth may again be difficult. And what kind of birth you will have, that maybe have some consequences. So you should try to shift to the spiritual plane at least after 60 years of age. You may live up to 70, then 10 years are being added to your spiritual plane. If you are living for 20 years more, means 80 years, then suppose 20 years are being added to your spiritual plane, and that will help you in the time of your death. At the time of your death, you will feel easy to shift from one body to another body, and your soul will find easy to find next birth at a right place at a right time, so that purification of your soul may take place, because the purification time of the soul starts when you work on the spiritual plane. Otherwise, it is not the spiritual, and if it is not the cleansing process of soul, which is not being spent on the soul, spiritual plane, sorry. All other planes are for the pollution of the soul, I can say. And this is the only time when you can work wholeheartedly, and you can say with great devotion for the spiritual upliftment of your plane, and that will help you in the long run. So dear friends, it is based on so many studies, so many, you can say, ideas, so many books, so many videos. So try to adapt this kind of system so that there can be more harmony in the individual life and more harmony in the universe, because it is the energy principle which is holding the individual and which is holding the universe. More the negative energy, more difficulties all the universe, all the individual will be facing. So I hope that it will be of bit help to all the people who will watch this video and listen it to the end. Thank you very much.